Hey plastic model builders, welcome back. We got good news. We finally reached 1,000 subscribers, so thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. This is part 5 of the Delta Dagger. We showed you a little bit of the missile bay in our last episode. I want you to watch this full video because there's stuff I don't want you to miss with decal placement. So you see me, I'm just doing a test fit here. It would be a good idea, as I just mentioned, to put the decals on these parts ahead of time before you glue them down, because it's really tricky to reach if you don't do that. So we have our missiles we're going to put on. They've got little notches on them that you can see there. We are going to align these notches with the notches that you see right here on the missile rails. So just put a little bit of glue on the notches themselves. I got a little extra bit of paint scraped away there. You see me putting on the rail. So we're going to put the missile on. You also want to do more test fitting of the bay doors to make sure they fit. So that missile there, it's a little out of place. We're going to have to rearrange that in a little bit. You see, just kind of put them down and then slide them into place. So here's what I'm talking. You see this notch here? This notch meets up with a small little line that's hard to see that's on this model. Put a little bit of glue going all the way down where this door is going to fit, and we are going to place the door in. And you will see right here when we do this, that missile, a little bit in the way, so I just want to re-glue that because you see it popped off. Good thing the glue wasn't all the way dry because it gave me a chance to correct that. So if you're watching all this video, you will have seen that. If you didn't, you missed it. So here, we're placing this on. Got to kind of bend it a little bit because the door has a curvature to it. Notice I haven't put in all the missiles yet because the other ones we can reach easily. These ones were recessed in and really hard to reach with the doors if they were installed. So that's why I did it this way. You can do it your way. We all know how that works. So here you see the other one going in. This is a straight on shot of how those side doors should look. Looks good with the rest of the model. So here we're putting this down. Make sure your alignment, make sure you're putting the right door in the right spot. Put a nice bead of glue all the way along this non-painted edge and apply it to where we scraped away our paint. So a lot of difficult areas here. Maybe you could figure out a better way to mask it ahead of time. You know, doing a model the first time, we're always learning. It would have also been a good idea, as I said, to put the decals on these little doors ahead of time. And you'll see why I put the decals on later, as well as the decals that go inside. And here's another front view shot. Looks good. So we're going to install the last 4 missiles. Same process as before. Get the little notch, go along this non-painted area here that we scraped away, and put the missile down and kind of kick it back until you feel it latch into place. Very simple. There's 1, 3 more to go. Not going to show you all of them. Maybe I will. I don't know. We'll see. We'll make a decision. So there, you just see slide it on. Another missile right here. And then we will have 1 left to go. I like a lot of glue because it makes it stick better sometimes because they have less weight. So there we go. Missiles are on. By the way, if you notice the decals, you do have to place those decals where you can see the lettering properly. Here's the tail hook. I'm going to attach that, put a little bit of glue on the inside. There's a little hole that this will fit into. Just press down and make sure you pull up a little bit on that back end there, just enough. So there it is. That's down. Now we're going to install the actuator for the speed brake. You should let this dry before doing any other parts. I get excited and I rush processes. We all know this. You watch my videos, you've seen me do it. So there, that's the actuator. We put that down. Then this is going to be part of the air brake that goes in there. You can also install this to where it's closed. So you see how that moved? It's because I didn't let it dry. But maybe that was a good thing because it gave me a better way to align this. And here's the other part of the brake. See how it just kind of fits right in there. Voila, perfect, like it. I forgot to do this, so you know, got to paint the inside of the canopy and of course the outside of the canopy. And then you also paint, you see I actually put in there the bulkhead. It was hard to see. I did that so I wouldn't have to scrape any paint away. So this is the front window glass, and now here's the top of the canopy. You see all my masking and stuff like that. Same color as the rest of the plane. All painted. Looks pretty. Make it look good. Make it look pretty. Model making madness. Here's that rear bulkhead that goes inside the canopy. Paint all that. I just did the underside, not around the other bits, because I didn't feel like scraping any paint. I lied. I did it. Felt like you should see it. So apply a gloss coat. I used a weird one and it made a lot of the paint that I used crackle. guess what? I left it because I figured it's just going in a case and I didn't worry about perfection. And I don't even pay attention to it. I look from a distance and the model looks great, and that is all that matters to me. So here, just finishing up our gloss coat. Not going to show you all of it. It's not necessary. Nose cone. Make like the Rolling Stones song and paint it black. Just about done with that. It is a flat color. I don't think I painted it gloss. Going to start applying some decals. The William Tell 1972. Each fuel tank will look a little different, basically because of where the that decal goes. On one, it will go on the top there, and on the other, it goes on the opposite side, because I figure, well, they make the fuel tanks exactly the same, so you do have to alter it. Just showing you that, and this is the placement of the other filling hole right there, and some nose tips. So these are the decals I was talking about. These would be a lot easier to put in before you put the bay doors on. See how many they go? You got to work them in there. And then there's the smaller decals that go on the inside, which make it even harder to do. And they are really small, and they are yellow, and they have like a little black arrow painting. We are going to let those dry. We will put in the bulkhead into the canopy. You see it has a nice little area that's recessed, so it just kind of fits into place. Press it back a little bit. There, it's down. Now I'll show you from one other angle. Press it in a little bit. There we go. Looks good. These yellow decals, a big pain. I had to work them in there. This is why they should be put in ahead of time. Things I forget about, or things you don't really notice, but you see them, hard to get in, small. You got to have a bunch of water in there just to make sure they adhere. Good stuff. Now this is going on the outside of the plane. We will put more of these onto the bay doors as well. As you can see, that's the the outermost most bay door. Goes on the opposite side. A little bit for the wheels. A lot of these little stickers, I'm just showing you mild placement. We'll rearrange them. And of course, when you see the final reveal, I will show you these in detail. That goes right there on the underside of the plane. You see the front landing gear right there. See, more decals that go inside of these. That would have been a lot easier to install with the plane off. Got all sorts of little decals that go on the underside right here. This is on the wings. Just like little access panels and things like that. All over the place on this model. I felt like doing them all this time, unlike my F4C Phantom, which I didn't do those because there's just so many nose steps, and I was just like, not gonna do it. Wouldn't be prudent at this juncture. So we got these big decals here. Microsaw will help make these adhere nicely to the panel lines, and it will look very pretty when it's done, which is, I know some of you love making yours look pretty, and that's the ultimate goal. So here we go, little lights, things like that. You can paint them, you can use the decal. Sometimes I just like to use what's given to me, because you know there are people that are not advanced modelers, and even though these models are harder to do due to their being inexpensive. Oh, by the way, here number 66 shows it going on the tail hook. Don't do it. I use that for the front pitot tube. That's just how I did it. You know, you do yours however you want. One way or another, you're missing a decal. So, is what it is. I left my tail hook as it is. Can't remember when the originals they get painted or not. But so we got this red decal that goes across. Slowly slide that under the tail hook. It will fit. I align mine with the back edge of those panels. Then it comes down like this. Just slowly match it up. Line this up to where it looks straight. Hard to tell. I know it looks like it curved, but the plane does curve, so that's how that looks. Here we go. Put these on here. Not too much longer left in this video. I thank you for watching all of this. Ah, yes, these little yellow deals again. They go everywhere, even on here. And I think I might be missing one. I find it eventually and stick it on the plane, so that's why it's not shown. I have no idea where it went, couldn't find it. Got some caution labels, you know, good stuff. Goes right there. Those are the end of the tanks. Those are finished. More on the doors. A lot of stuff on the doors. So that's why I say maybe if you can get the doors done ahead of time by watching this, you'll know to do that. And these are placements. Looks good. I like it. Working towards the front of the plane now, kind of by the intake. Sorry, it's a little fuzzy, I know. We're also right there by the cockpit. There's a more clear view of that. And of course the big USA decal. Almost done with this video, which is, you know, how it goes. So we'll put on a few more decals here and wrap this up, and we'll show you what's coming up next. I look forward to doing that. There are still more decals to put on, so can't show them all in one video in 10 minutes. We do as fast as we can. So here it is coming up. We're going to fit the black stuff on here, even on the front. Got some Air Force decals. Working on the tail. The tail was fun. I like it. Anyway, I thank you for watching. Tune in 2 weeks for the next video on this series. Subscribe, comment, and like. And until next time, as always, see ya.